I give it 2 thumbs up too. There's a ghost right there. Right there.
Is there a ghost? Let's. Whoa! Whoa! That's a ghost right there.
There's the tingler.
Ah, yes, come in. Our featured presentation is about to start. You have entered into cult cinema with the dastardly evil Cheese Film and my partner in crime, Hecubus. This is the Grindhouse Podcast. We're coming to get you, Barbara.
Welcome back to the Grindhouse Podcast. I am your host, Cheese Film, and you might be wondering, why you got those weird-looking spectacles on?
I got my ghost things on, and this place is teeming with ghosts. They're all over the place.
How many?
I don't know, 12, 13.
13 ghosts? That's right. We are looking at the classic 1960 ghost story by none other than
William Castle.
William Castle and Robb White.
Yeah, again.
He wrote, so a couple weeks back, we did the House on Haunted Hill. And when we were doing that, it was an unironic double feature for us.
Yeah, right.
We ended up doing both of these that were both written, directed, and produced by the same 2 people.
Yeah, and you know what? Boy, they're good.
I thoroughly enjoyed this. I had seen the remake of 13 Ghosts.
I had seen it too.
Because it's one of Courtney's favorite movies. She's like, oh, this movie's so cool. Matthew Lillard's in it.
Yeah.
You got the weird house and all the scary looking ghosts. So I was like, okay, I don't really like this one. But if you do, that's awesome. And apparently a lot of people don't like the remake.
Nah.
But she does, and her reasons that she was explaining to me were solid. I was like, okay, pretty good. Okay, well, I'll give it a shot. The movie came out in the 2000s. Again, one of those like remakes of classic horror movies that shouldn't probably exist.
Right.
Very 2000s, very over the top editing, very edgy, very obnoxious.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. It's like all the ghosts in that movie kind of seem the same. They're just, this one's got chains on, or
I killed her by cutting her head off.
Yeah.
Well, I killed her by cutting her mouth off. It's like, okay.
And the glass, and they got the spells on them. Yeah. I don't need that either.
You know, and I was wondering how they were going to do that in this movie.
Yeah,
I thought the glass was a weird, bad idea. I hated the house full of glass.
Me too. And luckily,
they don't
do that
at all. So now I'm wondering where that came from.
And it makes sense in that movie because they collected the ghosts and trapped them in those things, those storage units. And in this one, the uncle collects ghosts. Yeah. And he collects them into his house.
Traps them in his house.
Yeah. And that's it. They're just there in his house.
And, you know, they're claimed to not be very friendly. Yet right. I don't think any of them are hostile.
Not really.
At all, especially not to the kid.
No, well, that lion might try to eat him.
Well, it's a lion, though. It'd be a little weird if the lion just had a conversation with him.
But we should back up a little bit and explain, because maybe people...
Why we're wearing these. Okay, yeah.
This was filmed in Illusiono.
Yes. Oh,
so
I love
there
it,
was,
too.
what?
On the back of this...
I got it, yeah.
So the back of this DVD... a lot of times you'll see presented in Technicolor, presented in all this full picture. This says presented in Illusiono, and I was like, "What is that? What are you talking about? Well, I've never even heard it. Is that some sound thing?"
Yeah.
I pop it in, and I love. Did you get the intro? So where did you watch this?
Tubi. I watched it on Tubi. No, there was. I don't think there was an intro.
So, again, you start off with horror sounds of just I think it's the same exact way House on Haunted Hill starts.
I got that.
But you got the paint dripping, and it's like a whole pretty cool intro.
Oh, then they show each ghost.
Each ghost comes through, and then it goes to a door that says William Castle on it. And you go through the door, and he's there reading a book called 13 Ghosts, and he puts it down. And he's like, yes, welcome to this picture. And he does a whole intro.
Does he say to a skeleton?
To the skeleton, yeah.
Oh, no, that wasn't in my movie. That was a trailer kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah.
So he does a whole introduction.
Neat.
He's like, do you believe in ghosts? If you don't, look through the blue. If you do, look through the red. When the entire picture goes blue. He said, can we change the film? And then it was black and white.
Right.
And I was thinking, all these ghosts are colored. They're all really red. You've got blues and reds and all these vibrant colors. Why is this movie in black and white? And he's doing his intro. He says, change the film. Everything goes blue. And he picks up this really, really corny looking ghost viewfinder. And he's like, if you believe in ghosts, is it? No.
That's that one that you got at the movie theater.
It's not that one.
Okay.
The one he's got, he's got two ghost arms out like this and a ghost head. And then just the two bars. It's like, okay. If you don't believe in ghosts, you look through the blue and you'll never see a ghost. Which I think is clever because it's all shaded blue. But you look through the red, you'll see the ghosts. And I was like, okay, let's see how this is going to work. Put it back off. Go enjoy the movie. So he sends us out into the world.
Right.
A cool opening with William Castle.
That is very cool.
It does bookend at the end with William again.
Man,
so
I got ripped off.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a bummer for you because it really did set the spectacle of what you're getting
right,
into.
Exactly.
And it's a fun, oh my God, this movie, it's not a horror movie. This is another
it's
fun
like
adventure
sitcom.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's no real threat. There's the ghosts are
the one ghost that goes after the girl looks terrible. It's nasty looking.
Yeah.
It's kind
and he's
scary.
walking and he's like, and he looks over at the people scared of him and he's like confused. I thought that was hilarious.
That and the lion tamer doesn't have a head.
And he's looking for it.
Yeah, and the lion tamer ghost.
And the kid, really, oh my God, the kid in this movie.
He's good.
Is the best character.
Yeah, he is.
So you got a father.
He's in a lot of stuff too.
Yeah,
he's a big kid actor back then.
You got a father, a mother, a daughter, and a son.
Yeah.
Who are broke, makes them look rich. They're literally, he's at work and his wife calls him and he's like, the movers are here and they're taking all of our furniture.
Right. Because he's an absent-minded professor.
Right. And they have no money.
They have no money.
They're in a large amount of debt. And they're like, well, we're taking your stuff. You owe us this money. So they have nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. And it's the boy's birthday and he wishes to have a house with furniture in it.
Right.
And
the wind blows
through the window and like his wish is granted.
His wish is granted.
Your estranged uncle that you thought died a whole bunch of years ago in India recently passed away and it's left you this mansion, a fully furnished mansion. And this package. And that's where you see the ghost viewer goggles. And it's like, well,
and that's kind of cool that they use those in the new one.
Yes.
That is cool. I like that.
I do like how they continued to keep up the kind of retro sci-fi-ish vibe of that.
Yeah.
Because they look the exact same.
Right.
You know? And that's I liked that. But I like how they're like the wife doesn't believe in ghosts or anything in the occult at all.
Right. She's
eager to open it and then like starts getting a little weirded out and saying, well, maybe it's yours. You should open it.
Yeah.
And that was fun. But yeah, so the whole spectacle with this is the color changing. So we get into the new house.
Yep.
And the first time you see it happen, I believe, is in the basement when he goes to get a book. It's in that weird little laboratory. And it's the three. Yeah. It's like a dead girl.
Is that the first time
floating
you see
head
him?
and the skeleton?
Or do we see him like the one chopping the head off in the kitchen and stuff like that? Is that
the first one? I don't remember.
I don't remember, but yeah,
it's the first time he sees him.
Yeah,
I think it might be the first. I don't know, but this footage. It's not just a still image. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, right.
Now, did you have 3D glasses, or did you just see the outline of...
Well, no, they were like white ghosts.
Okay.
They were like superimposed over stuff.
So they must have re-put them in then. Because when you don't have it on, it's all blue.
Uh-huh.
And you can see like the faint red outline in there.
Huh.
And then you put the goggles on, and it's there. Like, it is...
Really?
It's so cool.
Wow.
Like, when we're done recording this, it's upstairs still. I'll put it on, and you just got to watch something.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Because
the movie is okay to watch.
Yeah.
And it's the ghosts are, like, they look good ghosts for the time that it is.
Yeah.
But I just figured, because he says, I was reading an article about it, and it said that you can see the ghosts all the time. And I saw the ghosts all the time. And I thought you just put your things on. Oh, because it's fun to have these on.
Yeah.
Or, look through the little viewfinder things. But, yeah, I'd like to see that.
I never.
Well, too bad.
I just realized we didn't talk about who's in this.
Oh. Yeah.
Because a big character shows up. So it's got Charles Herbert as our main man.
Yep.
Joe Morrow.
Right.
Martin Miller. Rosemary DeCamp.
Yep.
And...
Margaret Hamilton
playing a witch.
A witch. Yeah, they keep calling her a witch. She was the witch in the
Wizard of Oz.
Because she's not green in our picture, but...
Is that her? Is she on screen? Yeah. So, the Wicked Witch of the West is the...
caretaker, housekeeper, something like that.
Of the estate that he has inherited.
Yeah, and she doesn't want to leave.
And they can't pair... Yeah, because it broke.
Right.
They have no
and
money.
She doesn't care because she's got nowhere to go.
Right. And they find a weird board, a weird playing toy board, maybe, in a cabinet, and he pulls it out, and he's like, what's a Ogia?
Oja, or something like that.
Ouija?
Yeah,
Ouija board.
Somebody corrects him and says.
Yeah, the Benjamin.
Yeah, Ben.
Whose name is spelled Benjamen.
Huh.
Which...
I didn't know.
Being a Ben.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
You should spell it that way now.
Oh, yeah. But he seems to know a little bit more than what's going on than he's letting on. He's the lawyer. He's
the lawyer.
And apparently a good
kid?
friend. No.
Oh, okay.
No. The kid's name is...
Ricky?
Bruce? Buck. The kid's name is Buck.
The kid's name's Buck.
All right.
And you know what? This is a good dad. So, he might not be the best house taker,
right,
or housekeeper, but he's a good dad because, like, he's constantly checking on his kids.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like fighting anybody. He's not yelling at anybody. Like,
he's kind of aloof.
Yeah, when I was watching Invaders from Mars, like the way the dad starts out, he's a good dad.
Yeah,
because you see these movies a lot of times and like, oh, he's my old man, he hits me and stuff like that. But like, no, he's a perfectly invested character who you follow when you're on his side the entire time. So Buck finds the Ouija board and Ben is like, hey, it's a Ouija board.
Yep.
This is how you talk to spirits. There's spirits in this house, by the way. And like he's fully aware of it, and like it's like when your
he says in his office, if you don't believe in him, once you go there, you will.
Yeah, it's like not a secret,
right?
That's what his life goal was to find and capture ghosts.
Yep,
which I perfectly think matches great with Ghostbusters.
It does totally.
Look, Scooby-Doo had a whole 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo thing where they let them all out and they're all over the world, and Vincent Price playing Vincent Van Ghoul, who is like a Doctor Strange insert character. Like he's a wizard who looks like Doctor Strange. And they have to go around the world and capture these ghosts. It's based on this, which I think would be absolutely phenomenal for something like Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
it's
it would be
so
cool.
along the same lines.
Yeah.
Because it's not... So Ghostbusters does like the science behind paranormal investigation. So does this.
Yeah, it does.
Like, pretty well. Like, I never am like, oh, okay, here comes the ghost. Ooh. No, they're like, they're trapped here and they have unfinished business. The only way to see it is with these weird glasses that your dad or your uncle invented. And
yeah, there's only one pair of them. It's, he made them for him to see them.
Yeah. And like they sell it. They sell the science in this, and it's perfect.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's so fun. Like it's really captivatingly fun.
You know what it made? Reminded me a lot of the ghosts are bothering the housewife, basically.
Yes.
Like she's like, stop it, and then it starts dumping out the milk and stuff like that. And she's like, I got to clean this up. And in Poltergeist, when the stuff first starts happening, they're like, the wife is at home and the chair moves across the table or the floor. So then they start experimenting with stuff and they put the daughter on it and the daughter goes flying. You ever see Poltergeist?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, this is really cool and weird.
Yeah.
And they just go along with it. And they
like,
kind of do
it ain't hurting
like,
anything,
we live with ghosts.
Yeah. And it gets to a point where like, they're like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
You know, we have to move. We have to get out of here. This is too much.
Yeah. Well, the Ouija board tells that there's spirits here
and they want to hurt
and they're
you.
going to hurt them. Yeah.
But they
and
never
it's the
really
daughter.
do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they kind of scare her, but like, I don't want to say they're like little vignettes, but every now and again, like the movie feels like it'll stop, go blue, and then you put your glasses on and you'll see the lion roaring.
Yeah.
And it's looped. It's looped footage. You know, like the
is.
lion's roaring, the guy's got no head, and he's looking into the mouth, and he'll come back out. I look back into the mouth. You know, because that's what they're doing. They're haunted spirits. And I like how the boy reacts to it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's all about it. He's like,
he
cool.
loves it.
And there's one point where it's like, yeah, I think the lion bit his head off. He keeps looking for it.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Or there's like when that stuff in the kitchen's happening. Like, well, oh yeah, that's this person. He was an Italian chef.
Yeah, he's an Italian cook.
He'll trash the kitchen and say, how do you know all this stuff? Oh, the witch told me. Oh. And then he throws the cleaver at the father.
Yeah.
And misses. And he's like, oh, he's done now. Like, he knows the schedule.
Yeah,
I think
the routine they do.
Yeah. And like, you would think that's like just a cheap little thing to be a gimmick, you know, just having it being repeated. But like, if they're tortured spirits who are destined to relive those moments in which were their last, having it be that, I think worked great.
Yeah, it is. Did you ever watch that show Preacher?
No.
It was on AMC. It was pretty cool. But they have one point they're in hell, and you're basically in a room, and there's this projector kind of thing in the middle of it, and you live out the worst day of your life.
Oh my God.
For eternity. Like that, kind of just in a loop.
Just in a loop. That's it.
Just
That's
like
what
that,
you are. So that's basically the entire way the movie goes.
Yeah.
Is just like waiting for the next vignette to happen.
Yep.
And for a large amount of it, the movie just kind of feels like it's learning how to live with it.
Yeah, basically.
Because there's no real antagonist yet. There's no real anything. There's no Hatbox Ghost trying to kill you. Until we find out that the reason why Ben is around all the time is because he's after the hidden fortune.
And he killed the uncle.
Yeah. And I thought he was the ghost. Like, he's the 13th ghost.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing was he's a ghost the entire time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the 13th ghost happened to be the uncle.
Right.
And all that's kind of explained, too, because they have his journal dictating who's who, how they died, what the whole case is. And the 13th ghost is blank. Yeah. It's a mystery. Who is the 13th ghost? And we find out later that it's the reason why it's blank is because the guy writing the book is the ghost.
He couldn't write it when he was dead.
So yeah, they pull the Ouija board out. You find out the whole house has got a whole bunch of compartments and weird areas and places that kind of don't make sense, but fit all in here. This is the weird eclecticness of your
when he first goes to that downstairs laboratory, he opens a door and there's a wall there.
Yeah.
Very good, Tom. Randy Official, put that back up there. That is the Winchester house.
Winchester?
The guy who made the Winchester gun.
Oh, really?
His widow.
Is this the room that they have to keep moving everything?
And now she kept building onto this house and making rooms that don't exist or stairways that go nowhere.
That's that lady? I know about this house.
Yeah, that's the house.
To trap ghosts in.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So that the ghosts
of all the people that his guns killed, she thought were after her. And she made that how the house doesn't look like that now because it's got all kinds of other additions onto it for her life. She was adding on to that house and putting weird crap in there, like doors that open up into walls, so ghosts don't get her.
Yeah.
Or doors that open to drops.
Have you?
Yeah, they do that too.
So that like the ghost would fall.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie?
No.
About that house? Oh, no.
Horrible.
Yeah, that's what I was like, well, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard it sucked, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to bother.
It is
about
boring.
I'm not going to watch
about
it.
the lady.
Yeah.
About the lady in the house.
Winchester. It's called Winchester.
Yeah, the Met. She just is a crazy lady.
Yeah. Well, and like there's ghosts in the movie, and
okay. So okay.
Yeah, like they don't. She's not. Everybody thinks she's crazy, but she's not crazy, kind of thing.
I thought it was like a documentary.
No, it's a horror movie.
That'd be good.
The documentary's boring.
But like, oh my god, man, it's rough. I couldn't get through it.
Wow.
Like I turned it, and I try not to turn things off, but like it was bad. Did not like it.
This, on the other hand, is good. It's
on the other hand, it's
very entertaining.
Fun, man. It's like an adventure. So it's the tags of 13 thrills, 13 times the scream, and 13 times the fun. That's the perfect selling point for this.
Yeah, it really is.
It really, really is.
And like I said, I didn't watch it with the gimmick, and I still had a good time watching it.
And
these actors do a good job. It's if this was a pilot for a TV show, I could totally see it. And then these people live with their 13 ghosts and have, like the Munsters and the Addams Family. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They could have easily.
And around this time too, the 60s, that would have been prime for a show like that.
Yeah.
And it does feel like it's very much a family values kind of show.
It is. It's good.
They end up having a seance later on in the movie, and there's a possession in it.
Yeah,
which I thought was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool, and to watch how the ghost goes into him.
Yeah,
and then
it's painful.
They set all that up, and he's like, and then I don't know what happened. Nothing happens.
Blacked out.
Yeah,
it was just funny because once the ghost leaves him, and he leaves, we got to do that again. What do you mean we got to do that again? You don't know what happened, or maybe that's why he's saying it.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, it's a fun little spectacle. I don't remember where the money was. It had something to do with the banister. Every time
the kid slides down the banister, and then there's money falls on the floor.
But like from where?
I don't know. And I got a drink of water at one point and stuff like that. And so I thought maybe I missed where all the money actually was. But I don't know. And then at the end of the movie, they're counting hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table, but I don't know where. Ben says, well, it might be hidden behind a wall or something.
Right.
But I don't think they ever show where the actual money is.
It was hidden behind the wall. You didn't need to see that part.
So the lion ghost in this movie was also the lion in the Addams Family.
Yeah.
It's that same
pet lion.
Yeah.
Fluffy or something. Kitty.
Yeah, kitty cat.
Kitty.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. But it's pretty weird too when he first sees the ghost. That's where I was going to. And there's 4 of them, and then they merge into a spinning flame thing for whatever reason.
Yeah, and then it kind of stays on screen for a while.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It was weird.
The lion tamer was that lion's actual tamer too, which is probably why it didn't. So like it's put in its head, right?
Yeah,
I thought that was superimposed up until the part where the lion whacks him.
Yeah, I couldn't believe
swats
that.
At him a couple times.
It hits him.
I was like, why? You've got because it's one of those headless costumes.
Yeah.
So like your torso's extended, so you can't see anything, and you're putting it's a lion.
Yeah, it's not a fake lion. It's a real lion.
So the lion must have, because it had the rapport with the trainer,
it was doing its
not
act.
To kill it. Yeah. William Castle was able to get a popular child actor known as Charles Herbert.
Yeah.
Charles Herbert would appear in this and 2 other features in this year before the roles completely dried up. He would complete his career in television. So this was the thing that pushed him into being the kid actor.
Yeah. Joe Morrow, I think her name is Barbara Joe, actually. She goes on to make more B movies in the 70s, like Grindhouse movies in the 70s and stuff. Yeah.
Huh.
Margaret Hamilton never shook the Wicked Witch of the Westness.
She got cast hard.
And then she's in, I think it's Paul Lynde's Halloween special.
Oh, really?
As the Wicked Witch, she's all green and everything, yeah.
There's I've got those Kissology books upstairs where they're like basically everything to do with Kiss between these years.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And there's one where Gene Simmons and her are talking at some Halloween thing.
Yeah.
And she's
it's probably the Paul Lynde one because they're on that too.
There's probably exactly that. And it's funny to have the Wicked Witch of the West interviewing Gene Simmons.
The demon.
By the way, if you're interested, you can pay him $12,000 to be his assistant for a day.
You should do that.
You can be his assistant for only you get a base.
You do get a base.
You get to touch a base.
No, I think you get the base.
I don't care. There's no base worth $12,000 except
there's
Paul
no
McCartney's
base that's
Hoffner.
worth this. Because you like his roadie too. Like it's terrible.
Hey, if he gets money for that,
if anybody does that, good for them.
And he has the patent on the
bless your soul,
a sack with a $sign on it. If you want to use that, you got to pay Gene Simmons.
He tried to trademark this.
Yeah, he did.
Did not go over well. No, he did not get that.
He can't have that one.
I kind of like how it's like the progression of the ghosts go, because like in the first time you see them, they're like a skeleton and just a head, and they're set on fire. I thought that was cool too.
Yeah,
they get lit on fire. Loved that. Up into like it's a lion.
Yeah,
you know, like it's not all just like crappy props. It's they got a lot of cool things. Do you have any pictures of the ghosts themselves?
Yeah, there's ghosts in there.
Have you been showing them?
Yeah,
because
especially I don't know what this was.
That's the lion tamer.
Put him up.
He's bent over. It's like he's gonna put his head in the lion's.
Yeah, I see the lion.
Mouth.
Is that white? Is that all the white? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all.
None of his are in color.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all because I didn't, and
they're not in color at all because it's black and white. Was it tinted blue at all?
None of that.
But really?
If you look at the poster.
What did you say?
If you look at this poster, it'll say, see the ghost in ectoplasm color.
That's great.
Ectoplasmic.
Yeah.
Oh, that spinning flame effect.
Yeah.
That was used in Star Trek too, as an alien.
I don't remember that.
The ghost was used as an incorporeal alien being in Star Trek. Have no idea.
I haven't watched Star Trek in a while. And the ones I watched aren't that one.
Also, so this is one of those movies where you see the money in it and it's like plain.
Yeah.
And they ain't even trying.
They couldn't afford it.
Well, it's illegal to do that, so.
Well, yeah, but they got it's probably because of these movies where you have real looking money that doesn't look like you got it out of a Monopoly box. Or you counterfeited a bill but didn't cut the edges off. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah, they have a big, thick border.
Yeah. Big, thick stock. That's not really interesting.
So that's what Ben is. The whole thing was, huh?
I love the end.
Yeah, Ben's trying to get the money from the uncle. He kills the uncle because the uncle's like, does he go nuts or something? He liquidates all his assets, turns it into cash, and hides it in his house.
Yeah,
because he's afraid somebody's going to try to kill him or something like that. Somebody does kill him by having a 4-poster bed.
Crush him.
Why would you have that as a feature on your bed?
And if you didn't know about it, it's not fast.
No, it's not.
All, and it's loud.
Yeah.
And so Ben, for whatever reason, puts Buck on the bed.
Yeah, he's going to get. I thought he was really going to use Buck's help to try to find the money.
Yeah.
Puts Buck on the bed, then starts to lower the thing to kill him. And then the Uncle Ghost comes in and rescues him and switches spots. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, and that's because when you see the ghost that comes in the daughter's room with that mask.
Yeah.
That's Ben.
Yeah, that's Ben. That really terrifying. That one, Tom, is that's the worst looking thing. And man, that looks scary.
It does.
And it kind of looks like there's I think it's a Dario Argento movie called Zombie. Mm-hmm. It's also called like Night of the Living Dead Part 2. And it has zombies that look like that thing in it. Man, that's
one I want to talk about on the podcast.
It's good.
That poster alone is like, oh.
Or you want me to tell you that story now or later?
I think you've told me the story before.
Oh, no, let's say
I love it.
Man, I'm not kidding either.
Madhouse has a very similar thing that happens in it. The Vincent Price, he goes crazy movie, where the bed lowers down to crush.
Did they used to do that?
I don't know. But it's also a bed.
Yeah.
It's all like curtain stuff up there.
You're going to be like pushed down.
The mattress isn't, unless they built mattresses out of straight up concrete.
But then you get suffocated.
They don't suffocate. They crush.
Yeah, and you're not going to suffocate.
I don't know.
But it's odd that happened twice.
Yeah.
And again, like what is it? Banister? What is that called?
I don't know.
They're not wood, right?
No, and I was looking at it. That one looks like it's supposed to be wood, but they are cloth.
Right.
All this crap we're picking apart about it. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh my God, this is so stupid.
Yeah, there's not everything wrong with.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun to.
Yeah, it is good.
And it feels like you're kind of supposed to do that. It really so. like if you have a shrimp cocktail.
Yeah.
And everybody's eating it. This is what it kind of feels like. It's just supposed to be like everybody look at it, talk about it, analyze it.
Right.
Point out all the weird stuff.
Yep.
Because it's a movie about it's pointing it out.
Yeah.
This 3D stuff became real popular. Like Spy Kids 3 did it.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, when this comes on, put your glasses on. Shark Boy and Lava Girl did it. I guess Robert Rodriguez likes that stuff too. Those are both Robert Rodriguez movies. But it sucks that you didn't get to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. It's so cool. And it's worth it. And I don't know if this is the only way you can do it. Buying it physically, because you watched it on Tubi, I assume.
Yeah, I did. And I guess they would have to have a disclaimer that you need glasses to get the full effect.
Then they bought the rights to stream it, so like you're gonna buy a movie, no one's gonna have the setup to watch. Like
same with like watching Friday the 13th at Amityville Horror 3 in 3D. The videotapes were never in 3D.
Well, yeah. Well, so like House of Wax was the first movie in 3D. That's what it advertises itself to be. I don't know if that's true because when you watch it, none of the movie is in 3D until the intermission, which this movie is like an hour and a half long and has an intermission in it.
Wow.
And everybody comes out of the theater and there's a carnival guy. He's like, isn't this movie great? And he's got one of these paddle balls and he's doing it right into the camera. And that, like, you don't even have to have the 3D glasses. Because of how 3D is shot.
Right.
You've got that depth in it anyway. So it worked. And I was like, okay, that's not 3D. That's not, I bought those to watch that movie in 3D thinking that's how it was going to be. So when Mr. Castle was like, get your Finder, I was like, oh, I've got one. So I grabbed those. And Lord, it was a lot of fun. Man, again, so like, it sounds so insulting, but even on this, he says, the Master of Fright, they're not frightening.
Yeah, it's not
They're just fun. They're silly, fun, scary movies. There's nothing scary in this. There's nothing horrifying or like keeps you up at night. It's just like one of the best Scooby-Doo things ever. Like, I'm not trying to insult the guy by taking away the cred, but like, it's so well done that like, give it that credit.
Yeah, really. But he's trying to sell it too, so he's got to hype up all that.
And like when he's doing this intro, like I didn't know what William Castle looked like until I saw him. And even he looks like a fun guy.
Yeah.
Like he opens and sells things.
He looks familiar as hell to me.
Yeah, big ears.
He does.
Big ears. Like the whole skeleton And he's like, enough annotation for today, and the skeleton moves its arm back. Like, you did that because you thought it'd be fun and cool.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
That's what this whole movie is.
Perfect. It's a passion project.
Yeah.
Like, he's making movies, I want to say, because this is still around the Gilded Age of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a B movie, literally.
That he kind of was given the reins for.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, I'm going to make a movie. It'll make you money because the budget's going to be $5.
Right.
And trust me on this.
Yeah.
And
it did
really
I'm sure it made money.
I'll Randy, can you check the budget and box office on the original 13 Ghosts? Man,
when I tried doing that, all it kept giving me was the new one. So I didn't. Oh, okay. I just gave up.
Well, and a lot of this stuff, like A House on Haunted Hill, I tried to look up the budget for, and it said estimated.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't know if it's all kept or updated. I don't know how the books work.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they don't upkeep anymore.
From the 50s.
This one's probably in public domain too.
It probably is.
You know, so they don't care anymore.
Well, and like House on Haunted Hill was not supposed to be in the public domain. They just didn't do it in time.
Yeah.
They didn't redo the rights for it in time. And I don't think they were too overly. Like, it did its thing. They can't keep doing that.
Right. They can't.
You know, you can sell this on VHS with your 3D glasses if you wanted to. I think some movies did stuff like that too.
What?
Like I know Sharp Boy and Lava Girl. Like, you bought the DVD, and inside the DVD, there'd be
and that
glasses.
was I was glad to see that they're actually in 3D, because, like I said, I wanted to see Jaws 3D, Friday the 13th 3D, and Amityville 3 in 3D. None of them are in 3D on home video.
Have you looked into the Amityville horror universe? Do you know how many Amityville horror movies there are?
Oh, yeah. I've seen couple of them, but yeah.
They're still making them.
Yeah, they are still making them.
Amityville in Space is a real movie.
Is that coming out? Because
no,
I did just
already
hear
came
about
out.
That.
The 1960 film 13 Reasons Why. Directed by William Castle, budget $19 million, grossed $68 million worldwide.
That's got to be adjusted already for.
Generally,
there's no way they spent $19 million.
Because then the next one, it's the 2001, and it says budget $42 million, gross $68 million worldwide.
That's probably more accurate, but there's no way that
there wasn't $19 million in the world in 1960. And there certainly wasn't 40 or whatever you said it made.
Yeah, I think that might be adjusted because
it's got to be.
I'm going to look up Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur.
Because that was one of, if not the most expensive movie ever made, and it might still be adjusted to inflation.
Yeah, you know what is the most...
and that came out in 59.
The movie that made the most money in all of history, adjusted for inflation, is Gone with the Wind still. And we got Marvel movies that make $1 billion.
I'm not a big fan of Gone with the Wind either.
Well, I started watching it, fell asleep, woke up at the end.
Well,
don't care.
It might be. No way. You said how much?
$19 million.
$19 million budget. And
no way.
That's adjusted.
It has
because
to be.
Ben-Hur, I don't think this is adjusted, was $15 million.
Yeah.
Budget.
Yeah,
there's no way this cost more.
In it, all them horses, all that crap.
Yeah, so adjusted. This has to, and this says estimated too. But this is on IMDb, so I don't know how accurate they are.
That makes sense. Makes sense that Ben-Hur made, and it's like 3 hours long.
Yeah,
and it's in Technicolor.
Right. So, in 1959, where things weren't that way yet.
The film processing was expensive, so yeah, it was $19 million adjusted.
For this one.
Yeah.
That still doesn't, because that's $15 million adjusted.
$15 million.
There's no way.
There's no way.
This movie does not use that.
It doesn't have a star in it, even nothing.
There's
no way.
You got to rent the house.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this too. I point out a lot of the times when you can tell the house.
Wait a minute. They didn't have to rent the house. It was a set. That was just a picture on the outside of the house.
Yes. But it didn't feel like a set. This is one of those times where I felt like it was they shot it in a house.
Right. Just not the Winchester house.
No. At least the opening when they're taking all that furniture out. That's a house. That's just a house that hasn't been furnished yet. But I don't know. Like, there's not. I can talk this movie up all day. There's not $16 million worth of anything in this movie.
There's not
at all. With all the love and respect,
yes,
even to Margaret
absolutely.
Hamilton.
Yeah. Oh, I guess she was the star, and she does not cost $1 million or.
I thought she wasn't going to speak at all.
Oh, that would have been cool too.
And she was just going to be a weird figure in the background of the movie. Because
kind of like a red herring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that could have been cool too, that she's one of the ghosts.
Yeah.
But they don't do that, and I think that's cool.
Me too.
But you've got the first time you see her, the first couple times you see her, they talk about how she said something to him.
Yeah.
But you never see her say anything to him. So I was like, okay, yeah, because she's not saying anything. She's a ghost. No, she's a witch. They keep calling her the witch. Which again, the whole setup and payoff. She breaks the fourth wall. She looks right into the camera, grabs a broomstick and smiles, and then goes around the corner. I'm taking it. She's a witch.
Yeah,
I think that's a great little mystical.
And there's ghosts in this universe, so
so why not? I mean, a witch is just somebody who practices witchcraft.
Right.
Anybody could be a witch. She's not making spells.
Or as a woman that can read.
Oh yeah. Oh my lord.
Or a woman that weighs the same as a duck.
Or, well, she's not a witch if she doesn't float after you've drowned her.
Right.
But no.
She's a witch if I came on to her and she rejected me.
Have you seen Witchfinder General or The Conqueror Worm?
No.
It's a Vincent Price movie.
What words did you just say?
It's Witchfinder General.
No.
Or The Conqueror Worm.
Nope.
It's also based on something to do with Edgar Allan Poe, which I, again, don't think it is. But it's a true story, which is something why I don't believe it's based on Edgar Allan Poe. About the guy who... I forgot the guy's name, but he did the whole witch hunt stuff. He started it.
Right.
Or was one of the guys who killed the most people. And claimed himself to be the Witchfinder General. Horrible executions.
Yeah.
And they show this stuff in that. And I was like, wow. Talk about a dark movie.
Seriously.
In Doctor Who, when Jodie Whittaker's playing the Doctor, they go back in time to 1500 somewhere. And they think she's a witch.
Of course.
And
she's wearing pants.
And she's smart, and she's not taking it all. It's such a horrible time in history.
Seriously.
Because there were not witches, and the Witchfinder, that's why I brought it up. They've got this guy locked up for witchcraft because he didn't want to do something for the guy.
Right.
I was like, all right, well, torture him until he confesses to it. And if he doesn't, say that he did. It's so dark. It's a horrible time in human history. And the burn him at the stake stuff didn't always happen. A big time. Yeah. What they would do was the stones, they'd weigh you down with stones, cracking your body in.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just women either. They did it with men, children, anybody. It's horrible. Humanity has never really been great. But I would suggest finding a physical copy of this to watch it, because I'll see if I can get some footage and put it in post of the actual what I saw.
The blue.
But I can't even really do that because you gotta have red film or a filter to see it.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And I would like you guys to see it so that you know what I'm talking about, because I'll show you guys it right after we're done shooting this episode, because it's for 1960 too.
Yeah, it's
that's
awesome.
Another thing you got to keep in mind. There's no green screen.
No.
There's no digital effects. It's all so they would shoot something probably with a red filter, or they'd shoot it and then dye the film red.
Yeah. Right.
And then superimpose that film over this, which they have dyed blue, so that you can't see it.
Right.
Because all the blue takes all the red out.
Yeah.
So in order to see the red, you'd have to put a red filter over it, and then you can't see any of the blue stuff.
That's all really cool.
And it looks like you're seeing a ghost.
Yeah, like that one special effect from, I think it might be the Silent Times, where it's a woman.
Yes.
And then she turns wicked old, and all they do is turn a
filter on the camera. Because they've painted her how they needed her to look. And especially with black and white, if you don't have certain lights and colors in there, it's not going to pick them up.
Yeah.
But when you have filters on your camera that only let this color in or only let that color in, you see it. And it, I don't know if anybody's done this. Like on your lens itself, you can put an attachment on there.
Yeah.
And they do spin. And it's in camera.
It's like magic.
It is movie magic.
Yep.
It's awesome. It's the stuff that inspires ILM.
Yeah, it is. And it's very clever.
And this is the stuff. Like, this is a guy who's like, you know what would be really cool to do? Make this kind of spooky movie.
Some people don't believe in ghosts, so we'll have it so they don't have to see them.
Yeah.
That's really clever.
And at the end of the movie, you get the bookend outro with Mr. Castle. And he's like, well, so did we change your mind? If we haven't, take this home and look through the red filter.
In your house.
Yeah. And I don't know. This is such a perfect way.
It is.
To do this movie. Honest to God.
Do you remember when cell phones first started coming out, there was a ghost app?
Yeah.
And I got it on the phone, and I was like, oh no, there's ghosts here. That stuff's fun.
Yeah, that's all it is. I got the Hasbro PKE meter, and it's got a thing in it to where, what is it called? Where like it picks up on
electromagnetic stuff. Yeah.
So like you can actually wave it around your house, and because your wire has a current in it, it'll start beeping around certain things, which is super, super cool.
Yeah.
So this stuff has never not been awesome.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish they'd bring this back. I mean, imagine like going to a movie theater now and it's like, hey, we're gonna do, it's a whole thing.
It would be cool. That would be
love
fun.
it. I'd eat it up, man.
Yeah. Because the Hateful Eight,
the Hateful Eight did a whole retro kind of show bill and intermission, overture,
all that. Yeah, it has intermission. And then
I love
you can watch the even longer part version.
Well, the longer Netflix. One is the one that they took on the road. It was the road show.
Oh, really?
It was 4 hours long. That's why it has an intermission and all that. Which some people, the lady who edited his movies before, I want to say Django, passed.
Oh.
So Django, The Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, people think are too long and needed to be cut back.
Oh, really?
And the new editor is not the person who grew up, who was an editor that Tarantino got to grow up with, is now a person who grew up with Tarantino. So they don't want to cut Tarantino's films.
Yeah.
But I think I like them. I don't think there's anything in any of those movies I would cut, though. That's the problem.
That is a problem. I don't think, and I think that's because of the writing.
Yeah.
Because they're not slow, and nothing really slows the movie down, and you're like, oh, they could have got rid of
that. The joke about the Hateful Eight, have you heard it? He chose to film it on this Panavision camera with the 75 millimeter film. It was a huge spectacle because it's a huge shot. It's almost as big as IMAX, right?
Right.
And massive mountains and the snow, and it all takes place in a little cabin.
Yeah.
It cracks me up. But I mean, it looks great.
It does look good.
I love the Hateful Eight. So Tarantino, who loves this stuff, did that. So like, I'd like to see that come
People
back.
would go to check it out, especially the novelty. If there was 30 of them, it's not going to work.
Every other month, it'd be too much.
It'd be like a Marvel thing.
It would be, or a Star Wars in 2018 thing.
Yeah. Really?
Where you just you're oversaturating everything. Yeah. It's not special anymore.
But everyone's like, they should, like, if they make another Ghostbusters movie, that would be awesome if they did something like that.
I agree. Oh my God, I agree.
With ghosts.
Especially because Ghostbusters is like already like quintessential like 80s stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect time to do something like that. Perfect. Mr. Randy, I know you haven't watched this one, but have we sold you on it?
I'm ready to go see the ghosts.
Yeah.
In my Ghostovision or Illumovision.
Your Yeah,
ectoplasmic color.
It's cool. Like honestly, it's cool. And I'm very happy that I got to see it. And I was wondering because I was like, well, I have it, but you got to have 3D glasses. It's on Tubi, and I was thinking that because if you don't have it, it looks like a weird shadow on the screen. Yeah, you know. And I guess that would be cool, but like.
They look good. The ghosts look like ghosts.
Well, but like when you're watching it, the ghosts are doing something, right?
Yeah, right.
You know, they're and everybody's watching the ghosts. So if you was just the blue with the shadowy kind of thing, you couldn't tell what it is. It's just a guy.
Yeah.
And there's nothing going on. It kind of would ruin it for you. So yeah, I'll show it to you, and hopefully I'll be able to get something in post.
So if you're looking for something to do, especially Halloween time.
Oh yeah, check it out.
Get it. You buy a copy of it, and watch the Illusion or whatever it was called.
Illusiono.
Yeah, something like that.
And Spooktacular Ectovision.
Spooktacular. All that stuff is so stupid. I love it.
It's perfect. It's perfect for this podcast too.
Yeah,
like, it is quintessential what we do here. Check it out. Let us know what you think.
It's worth it.
Get yourself a pair of cheapo 3D glasses. That's all you really need. Just the paper ones, and enjoy it because it's a great time.
Definitely.
That's really all I've got to say about it. I'd definitely give it 2 thumbs up. And
I give it 2 thumbs up too. There's a ghost right there. Right there.
Is there a ghost? Whoa! Whoa! That's a ghost right there.
There's the Tingler. The Tingler was just on.
But I've been Cheese Film.
And I am Heckybus.
And I'm Randy Fisher with no glasses.
And I'm a ghost.
And that's a microphone.
This has been
the Grindhouse Podcast.
Cheese Film. Out. And that's a microphone.